Hola and welcome. Welcome yourself to episode number 14 of the podcasting experiment. To all the humans out there listening, what's up? What's happening? This is the 14th. It is a nice, bright, sunshine-filled evening here in Edinburgh. Cumulus clouds overhead, decorating the sky beautifully, and I'm a fan. Some grey ones, but I'll take what I can get. Thank you very much, global climate. So, what's been going on? What's fresh? What is happening? There is a couple updates for you. Gone out of my brain. Don't even have any. I just had a banana. That's hot off the press. Ate a banana there about 2 minutes ago. Had some major bruising in the base part of it. Doesn't bother me. Don't care. So what's happening? Yeah. What's going on? I'm just on my way to training now. I earlier on today, I go out and do a workout outside in the car park like a weirdo about 3 or 4 times a week. I've got a little bit of equipment in the boot of the car, like some dumbbells and a yoga mat and skipping rope and stuff like that. And I do a foundations gymnastics routine, and I was feeling a little bit sore because I've been training quite a bit lately at jiu-jitsu, and so I was going to ditch it today, like a schmuck. And then I was idly cruising through Facebook, and I saw my old buddy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, putting up an inspirational quote, and he said, greatness comes to those who put the work in when nobody is watching. And you know what? That inspired me to get off my lazy little bum and go out and do my workout. So thank you, DJ, if you're out there listening. It's a long shot, but accept my gratitude and accept it with peace and love in your heart, because I owe you that one. You got me off the chair and out there. Speaking of which, the gymnastics program is it's quite boring, but it's tough. If anybody out there that's not a 10-year-old girl would probably find it quite difficult. There's a lot of core strength, core exercises, mobility exercises, and a lot of it is probably things that we could naturally do when we were young, because we would have had probably had a good body weight to strength ratio, which unfortunately just diminishes as we get older in the modern world, and we sit at desks banging on keyboards, such as I do, and also even just I'm driving the car right now. I'm just in a sitting position. Everything's in a sitting position, and it's not natural, I don't think. So leads to tight hip flexors. It leads to a weak lower back. It leads to forward rolled shoulders and poor posture, and a host of other things that everybody's always preaching about. So I'm not going to ruin your life by continuing that vocal tirade of nonsense. But yeah, anyway, so it's been 6 months of gymnastics now, and seeing a lot of improvements, better flexibility, better core endurance. Nothing groundbreaking though. I'm still a long way off any fancy moves like a backflip or cool breakdancing shit. And that was the initial reason I got into it, was to learn some basic capoeira to help my jiu-jitsu, because I thought it was cool. And then when I realised how insanely difficult the basics were, I went running to a foundation gymnastics program, and that's what I've been working on. But highly recommend it if you're out there looking for something to do and you don't really know what to do. It's a good program. Gymnastics Bodies Foundation 1 is what it's called, by former US Olympic coach, or maybe even current, I don't know, Coach Christopher Sommer. He's on a couple of podcasts out there. A real hard-nosed guy, but seems to know what he's talking about, or at least has the sense to be good at marketing his own stuff. Anyway, I digress. What else has been happening? I watched a video of Sergey Kovalev, the Russian boxer, today. Highlight of his kind of career knockouts. I wouldn't consider myself a boxing aficionado, but I certainly do admire, good technique and a good boxer. And this guy's a serious piece of work. He's got ridiculous power, and he was thundering gentleman in the face with his fists. Good timing for a big guy too. And a rock solid chin, as you would expect from him being a Russian. Which reminds me of my favourite Rocky movie, not the one with the Russian, Rocky 4, with Drago. It was Rocky 3 against Mr. T. That was my favourite. That was the best. Because Apollo Creed had to bring Rock back to the hood so that he could get his rhythm back. And he was like, when they started the training montage, Rocky was like just being outrageously white and had like 2 left feet, and Apollo was just like bouncing around all fucking shredded and smooth and with like cool rhythm, and the Italian stallion couldn't put 2 moves together, and he was an embarrassment to himself, and he was an embarrassment to his trainer Mick, who unfortunately passed away in that movie after a violent provocation from Clubber Lang, played by Mr. T, aka B.A. Baracus. There was some sort of, it may have been a media obligation, it was before the fight. There was some sort of a shenanigan took place, and Mick got elbowed into a locker maybe or something, and subsequently went into cardiac arrest, I believe. But it's a great movie, and it's one that when I was a youngster, I'd watched it, and I remember trying to do one-handed. I was sick when I saw it for the first time, like legitimately sick. And when you're a kid, you're off school, so you're trying to have fun even though you're sick. And I didn't really feel like, I didn't let the sickness get me down. The fact that I was sick was bothering everybody else a lot more than it was bothering me. I didn't really give a shit, probably because I didn't really have the well of experience to draw from, so I just didn't give a shit. And I watched that movie while I was sick, and I was wearing my little pair of pajamas and my little blue dressing gown with red stitching, I believe, and I was trying to do one-handed push-ups, and I didn't have that upper body strength at 7 years of age or whatever I was. So what I did instead was I put one hand on the ground like I was going to start a one-hand push-up, and the other hand went like on my back, and then I would just keep my arm nice and straight, and just drop my hips to the ground and lift them back up like a plank arching movement, and that was good enough for me, bang out 6 or 7 fake one-arm push-ups, and that was me, just as good, ready to take on the destroyer Clubber Lang. But that was a good movie. I think that might have been the one where Eye of the Tiger came out. I think, was it? I can't even remember. But yeah, it was good. Great training montage. They had a sprinting race on the beach, and I think we all know who the real winner was in those sprints. Apollo Creed just looks like an incredible natural athlete who his sprinting was like he'd been coached to be a sprinter, just smooth, efficient technique. And then Rocky Balboa was just a thundering buffoon, just like I don't know how he would even just kind of like an inflated badger trying to sprint. It just didn't just looked ridiculous. But however, he won the race, and he he gained the confidence to get back in the ring and put on one hell of a show for the fans and avenge his trainer's tragic death at the hands of Clubber Lang. Anyway, that is about it. What did we cover today? Good question, and one that it needs a bit of brain power to answer, because nothing really. Once again, there's a trend developing here that much of what I'm talking about is nonsense. However, onward, I look forward to episode 15, and I look forward to your ears accepting my vocal deliberations. Stay strong and maintain good balance and execute things with good technique in your daily life. Peace.